nuclear and military assets so that it has actually become a client state of China. Vineet.
General Sudhakarji, this is indeed a worrying trend where the Americans have started to, give this kind of attention to Pakistan. Where do you think India needs to up the ante when it comes to taking America back to the drawing board and making them understand that if there are going to be any future terrorist attack in India or elsewhere in the world, they automatically, by default, organically will be traced back to Pakistan? Why is America, playing to the tune, that Munir is playing at this point in time, and what benefits possibly America could have at this stage, other than the fact that Donald Trump wants to do business with the Pakistanis? We all know that a Bitcoin deal or a cryptocurrency deal is also being, thought of with Pakistan, and it is an idea being floated by President Trump.
Yeah, Vinit, good evening. Thank you for getting me to your show, and compliments to very distinguished co-panelists. In your question, you have touched on multiple issues. Firstly, let me just make a quick reflection on the issue which I feel is most relevant. The most relevant issue is, why is America doing what it is doing? This is the larger issue. To me, it appears to any rational thinking man or a person, logic is a thing which is by and large is common to everyone's thought process. And applying the simple logic, it appears, not appears, it is actually abnormal to see the way America is behaving the way it is behaving. That is what my first reflection is. Therefore, no matter what drama or rhetorics we resort to in geopolitics or geoeconomics or global dynamics as it is unfolding day by day, ultimately the solution will fall back to where lies the truth. The truth is that till as late as 9th, if I recall correctly, I happened to be overseas during that time. I don't know the sequence except for reading from the open domain or open source. Till as late as 8th or 9th night, America was washing off its hand with regard to the Operation Sindoor launched by India in response as a retribution against the Pahalgam attack. And I think after the Kirana hills have been hit, or after the retributions on the response of retaliation of Pakistan was launched by India, there is a sudden U-turn. Suddenly you find J.D. Vance going back to USA. He starts making all-out effort to get in touch with the Honorable Prime Minister. He speaks to him, and Donald Trump also changes his statement. So why? So I find a lot of commonality. There is a point of convergence. There is one single activity which has actually made a U-turn to whole issue of the narrative warfare. Third point I wish to highlight is, what is it? What has happened? To me, it appears that Kirana has been held. When you talk about Kirana Hills, what comes out is that it's a very serious offense, by the way. Let's not gloss over in the media, because NewsX, I rated it very high, one of the best channels, and you bring out the authentic issues. You see, any nuclear country, they give a declaration, they are supposed to be giving a binding commitment of whatever they share with another nuclear neighbor, it is supposed to be truthful. It is supposed to be accountable. It is supposed to be transparent. If they are hiding anything, then that also should be accountable and transparent. Whether the nuclear warheads are of Pakistan or USA or any other country, or they are dirty bombs, if it is in know-how of Pakistan, then they should have declared it. If they haven't declared, then we should actually, when you are saying up the ante, so what are the issues you should up the? First thing you must up the ante is that till a particular point, not only Donald Trump, his entire team was washing off the hand about Operation Sindoor. They have been saying that you, Pakistan and India, you resolve the issue between two of you. We have nothing to gain or lose. And suddenly something happens. That has to be correlated. We need to up the ante. That's till so and so point. Here it is what they were saying. At so and so action or activity matrix, there is a U-turn that needs to be up the ante. Third and most important thing is Pakistan should have declared. If they have not declared, then there are two options. That means they didn't know that Kirana Hills had some nuclear warhead, or they knowingly did not declare it to India. If they knowingly did not declare it to India, they are at fault. They must be held accountable in the international, whichever is the judiciary agency to scrutinize and hold them accountable for. Last but not the least is the issue, why is America doing what it is doing? For a student of geopolitics, what comes to my mind is that Donald Trump, notwithstanding the idiosyncrasy and his behavioral matrix, transactional behavior, he's a businessman, he's a wise man, he knows how to play his cards, he may not be very conversant with the governance, global governance, or he may be deficient of the geopolitical knowledge and the geoeconomic, but the man knows that it's a very dangerous thing. In a dangerous thing, as dangerous as nuclear weapon storage site having been hit, and also he is mindful of the fact that Pahalgam thing has been happened. He knows that in America there is a particular agency which was contacted by Pakistan to buy the satellite imageries after China refused, or there was some kind of misunderstanding with China. He is fully aware of the fact that the satellite imageries have been bought from America from a particular source. So therefore the American to say that they didn't know that so-and-so thing was going to happen is actually incorrect, and it's, I think very simplistic on our part to analyze that. Therefore, the best way to handle in such kind of complex situation, notwithstanding the fact that Pakistan is a notorious state, it is a pariah state, it is a terrorist state, it is the worst state that you can ever think of having on the map of the world, the best way to handle, to avert the criticality, blowing up on the face, is to take the dangerous man to on the lap and mollycoddle him in such a manner so that let the things go out. Otherwise, I'll ask you a question: why did TRF? Why did they brand TRF as a globally registered or a US registered terrorist organization? Why should they could have conveniently said, okay, sorry, we don't acknowledge this since TRF has withdrawn after twice.
Right, but sir, that is the challenge. Therefore, you're right, sir. You're right, sir. That is the challenge. And Pathakrita, I'm going to bring you in here. If all these